Welcome, modern day mystics, fellow truth seekers, James and Justin back again. And today's video is titled 30 Life Lessons and Inspirational Quotes from the Vedas. Now, we're going to be reacting to this video, which was done by the Servitor of God. But no, I've been looking for some stuff to get in on the Vedas. It's shocking to me that there's not more content that is just shooting out Veda scriptures and stuff like that, Upanishads or whatever, all the Hindu scriptures. I find it hard to find some of this stuff, so maybe let us know in the comments, help us out if there's something you can point us to. Yep. But we're going to take a look at this video. It's 6 minutes long. We'll let the whole thing play through and then we'll get back and comment.
The person who is enthusiastic attains everything through hard work and efforts. He can subdue all his enemies. The person who is always involved in good deeds experiences incessant divine happiness. The person who imparts knowledge also gives numerous added advantages. The person desirous of success and strength should perform good karma continuously. The person blessed with a pure mind is noble, and he inevitably becomes great and liberates himself from the darkness of ignorance. When fire burns, the enthusiasm is worth seeing. People who are enthusiastic and happy, lethargy and boredom never plague them. We desire what is not, but then try to bring it about that is. The real happiness of life is in doing karma. There are two ways by which knowledge can be imbibed: from an able guru and self-study. Lazy people always dwell in poverty and are subjected to constant failure. Laziness begets nothing but failures and lost opportunities. One should never lie to hide one's mistake. One should make good people their friends. One who keeps good friends benefits and lives in peace. One should eat nutritious food and exercise regularly to have sound health. Virtuous deeds performed with intelligence shall naturally bring good wealth. One should constantly strive to acquire knowledge, and by doing so, one shall be praised and respected amongst by scholars. One should be cautious not to speak anything that hurts others. Such kind of speech never helps, but always brings destruction. One should always strive for knowledge, so that ignorance never touches him. One should always speak the truth and tread incessantly on the path of righteousness. One should always seek company of intelligent and the person with purity of thought. One should always help the weak, the destitute, and the impoverished. One should always ensure a pure environment while making food. One should never prepare food with dirty hands. This could lead to a number of ailments and make the body weak. One shall have to undergo suffering to reach truth. That is why it is said that truth is eternally victorious. One ruins the mind if he or she indulges in bad deeds and ends up in misery. One should strongly resent miserliness and indulge in charity because one can acquire the never-ending wealth of immortality by doing so. One should strive to improve one's capabilities. One should enhance his abilities only in the positive direction. One should strictly avoid stupid people, and if one is forced to stay in their company, one should not emulate them. On the contrary, one should strive to bring a change in them. One should respect his motherland, his culture, and his mother tongue because they are givers of happiness. One should perform karma with nonchalance without expecting the benefits because sooner or later one shall definitely get the fruits. One who talks sweet does not have an enemy and is blessed with plentiful of wealth and good fortune. One who makes a resolution and then makes sincere efforts to realize his dreams, nothing stops him from realizing his goal. I hope these life lessons from Vedas can change your life. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna.
How many lessons were there?
30.
30. So that would be an endeavor, is to recite these or read these lessons every day and do your best every day to follow each of these lessons. I bet you that would yield some interesting fruit.
Yeah. The only thing I was like, a lot of these things sometimes when they get said, it's always like a definitive, like it shall, or you shall, or like, because to me, you could maybe replace shall with sometimes or most of the time or half the time, because not doing some of these things or not like acting in accordance with these sometimes, I think have benefits also. Like like there was a lot of things in there. Like I see, like, yeah, it seemed like a lot of the quotes were like how to live an efficient life, like work hard, be honest, respect the country you come from, and that'll yield good fruit or whatever. If you came from Nazi Germany, respecting your country at the time might have not been the best thing for you to do.
Correct.
So like, there's always exceptions.
Well, not the best thing in the light of history, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, good point. Good point. I agree with the point that you're making. Some of them, dare I say, were even a little bit. I'm not going to say they were contradictory to each other. I'm not going to say that. But when it's like, this will give you wealth, but don't do things with the intent to get wealth or something. Yeah. It's like there's almost like a pseudo contradiction in there. I see what you're saying. I believe, like, I stand by the first thing I said. If you watch this every day or you read these specific verses every day and you, with a pure heart, literally tried to do your best, even when it was confusing to do it, I would be interested to see what kind of results that would yield, Yeah. But you could take a specific thing like that one that's like, those that speak sweetly or those that talk nice and or whatever are they find benefit from that, like wealth or whatever. There are for sure, at least in the West, been people that made a career out of being nasty curmudgeons. Like, I'm the guy that talks says it how it is. And then they seem to find their own success in being something that you're like, can't everyone see that that's wrong? You're supposed to speak sweetly. Like, you could give charity to someone not knowing much about them. Like, you could be like, oh, this person looks desolate, let me give charity to them. And then you find out that they used that money for something bad.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, what the hell? I gave them like essentially the nourishment to go out and do something crime. I'm not making a claim that you shouldn't give to charity.
Yeah.
Part of this is like, if you're going to learn some things in life, you're going to have to try some things.
Yeah.
So I stick by my initial statement. Give it a whirl if you want. Let some of these things guide you. Meditate on them. Try them.
Yeah.
But the reality, I kind of agree with you. Yeah. It's like, seems like there's, what is that book of the Bible that's like
Proverbs?
A lot of it, some people have even like reduced like it's true most of the time.
Yeah.
Type thing. And maybe that's what this is too. I don't know.
Yeah. I like what it said about kind of like doing karma. If you're new to the subject of karma, you might be like, isn't karma just the thing that like I reap or whatever? But the act of doing karma is like
Karma
everything. Yeah. Everything that you do is kind of like karma, because whether good, bad, or neutral, it's adding towards, I guess, something down the road. Everything is kind of like working out.
Do you notice with lists like this, you're going along and there'll be one that you feel you're doing well at and you're like, that's my one that I'm doing good at already. And then there's others where you're like, oh, I'm not so good at that one.
Make sure you're eating healthy all the time. Like, oh man, Christmas vacation's been rough.
Right. Right. So I wonder if everybody kind of looks at a list like that and in one moment they feel like I'm a good person. And then the next they're like, oh, I'm like I lied last week or something like that, or whatever. That was a lame thing.
No,
but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so if we all lived this way, I'm sure it seems like if we all lived according to this, things would be better,
Yeah.
Even the thing about do your stuff without being attached to the results.
Yeah. And this is just like a tiny, tiny amount of the Vedas. Like you got like 30 lessons that are taking you an entire lifetime to master those. Not to mention the books, like that span, thousands and thousands of pages of stuff that's not even covered, right? But we'll continue to look at. I enjoy looking at these.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, guys, hopefully you liked our reaction on this. If you did, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everyone until next time,
Stay spiritual.